Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing week 1 of February 2022 film reviews. So yeah, I'll just get started straight away, and I watched the film on the 1st of February and that film was Swordfish. One that I wanted to watch for a while because of the cast. It's got a good cast. And I think that this was a very well done high-tech thriller, and it is basically about a hacker who is recruited by a mysterious man who forces him to hack into a bank. I thought that John Travolta was a very menacing villain in this film, and Hugh Jackman was great as the protagonist of the story, who basically, his goal for the film, he wants to have custody of his young daughter. The action seemed great, and I think that overall this is a pretty underrated noughties action flick that was a lot of fun and highly enjoyable. I gave Swordfish 3.5 stars out of 5. Next up was a big cinema release, so I went to cinema on the 3rd of February to go and watch this, and that was Moonfall. Now, as far as filmmaking goes, I will say this isn't a good film, but I did have a hell of a lot of fun with this film. Disaster films generally always guarantee some sort of enjoyment going into them, with destruction and death, and this definitely provided that. The main problem with this film was the story towards the end became very convoluted and very overcomplicated. But I think it was very cleverly done because it was very different from your normal disaster film. I did enjoy all of the main characters in this film, and they each brought something different to the screen. One thing I will say is Donald Sutherland and Michael Pena, who are advertised as having parts in this film, I won't say significant parts in this film, they were very wasted in this film, I felt. That did disappoint me a bit. The special effects were really good, and overall it was a highly entertaining watch at the cinema, so for entertainment reasons alone I am going to give Moonfall 4 stars out of 5. If I was going to go as a film in itself, I would probably knock a star off and put a 3, maybe 2.5, because as I say, it's not a good film, but it is a very entertaining watch. So that is Moonfall. Next up, the DVD. I don't watch many DVDs nowadays, but this was one I was interested in watching, and I know it's got a Blu-ray release, but it is quite expensive, and I just wanted to watch the film. Another Martin Scorsese film, this time New York, New York. And I will say, this is a very different film from Martin Scorsese, and in some ways I'll say it works, and others really doesn't. This is a good love story, and it's basically about Liza Minnelli and Robert De Niro's characters, who are both musicians who are trying to have strong careers whilst being in a relationship with each other. I think if this film had been 30 minutes shorter, it may have been better, because as it got further towards the end, I could feel it dragging. I was losing interest, which isn't good because the actors were great in this film, but the film just became a bit too long. The acting, as I say, from both leads was very strong, and the overall story of the film was enjoyable, just a bit slightly too long. I gave New York, New York 3.5 stars out of 5. Next up, we have, there's only 3 more, didn't have a lot in this week, so this will be a shorter video. Next up, I watched Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and I will say straight off the bat, I really loved this film. This is absolutely everything that a good spy thriller should be. It has an absolutely fantastic British cast, led by the great Gary Oldman, a brooding score that really fits with the dark and gritty espionage setting of the film. The twists and the reveals throughout the film were really great and very well done, and I just think overall it was a very interesting and a very compelling thriller. This is definitely one that I should be watching again. It's already a strong contender in my highlight of February, which I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and do a highlight and like a worst film of the month. This is one I'll definitely be watching again, and it is a criminally underrated film that doesn't get talked about enough and is definitely well deserving of a sequel. I know there's been talks of doing a sequel TV series of Smiley's People with Gary Oldman returning. I'd love to see that happen. With nowadays it would probably go to streaming, which isn't a bad idea. But yeah, if you've not seen this film, highly recommend it because it is a fantastic film. I gave Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy 4.5 stars out of 5. Next, two more, my last Blu-ray of the week, was Annie. Now, I'd seen the remake last year, I want to see start of last year. I really liked the remake, but it had been a very long time since I'd watched this, because this is a childhood classic for me. I grew up with this film. It is one of my favourite musicals and has been like throughout my childhood. And I say the story in this is very strong, and it translates very well into a musical because of what the story is. I think it works better being a musical. The songs are very memorable, and it's just as good as a rewatch, even though it's been many, many years since I've seen it. This is definitely on a whole other level to the remake, which I still really enjoy. I still really enjoy the remake, but this is just a lot better. Generally, original films are. It's just a great family film. If you've got family, definitely watch this. This is one of the first films I remember watching growing up, and it just still holds up 40 years later, because this is actually 40 years old this year, or last year, 1981. So, yeah, definitely recommend Annie. I gave Annie 4.5 stars out of 5. And the final film, which was another cinema watch, again, I mean, I would say possible contender of maybe cinema highlight of the month, although there is a few others that I really enjoyed, but this one stood out for one particular reason, and that is Jackass Forever. And the reason this stands out above the other cinema watches this month is because it is probably the most fun I've ever had in the cinema, because I honestly, being honest, could not stop laughing throughout the whole of the film, which is always a good thing, to the point where my throat was actually hurting from laughing so much. And it's just a fun time, and it's a bunch of old friends pranking each other, getting together again, and it leads to just stupid and most often hilarious results. I personally think this is the best in the franchise yet, with some of the most daring stunts and pranks. There are a lot of welcome additions to the cast, and it just brings something new to this franchise, and keeps the old stuff, brings in the new stuff, and it is what makes Jackass work. If you're looking for a good laugh, I cannot give this a bigger recommendation. It is fantastic, funny, day one pickup for me it will be. Already got it on pre-order, so we'll definitely be getting this first day it comes out. So that is Jackass Forever, which I gave 4 stars out of 5. And that's it. That is everything I watched in the first week of February, sorry. Not too long of a video today. I just wanted to get through it because I've made one already, which will be going up the week before you see this one. Very confusing. I'm going to make another one, which will go up the week after you see this video, and you will have already seen at the time of this video, you'd have probably seen my haul for February, which I'm also going to record after I've done my other review video. And then tomorrow I'm hopefully going to do more of my Blu-ray collection, so you've got a few videos for the next week or so. But yeah, so that is it for this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a like down below. Also, turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded onto the channel. I realised I didn't say that in the last video, just completely forgot. Also, as I say, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and comment down below anything and everything. I get back to anyone that takes the time to leave me a comment. And that is it. So until next time everyone, take care, goodbye.